You know that feeling, that bone-deep exhaustion that a good night's sleep just doesn't seem to fix? It's this nagging weariness that so many of us feel, but we can't quite put our finger on why. Well, today, we're going to peel back the layers on that exact feeling and explore the hidden drains on our energy that have nothing to do with how many hours we've slept.
This quote right here, man, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's that feeling when you wake up, you've had your 8 hours, but your soul still feels like it's dragging around invisible luggage. This isn't just physical tiredness, it's something way deeper, and it actually has a name.
Yep, psychologists call this emotional exhaustion. It's a real, recognized state that happens when stress just piles up and up and up over time. It's that feeling of being totally fried, where you kind of feel stuck, like you have no real control over your life. And this is so important to get. This feeling is not just in your head. It's a genuine response to being completely overloaded. So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, take a look at these signs. Do any of these ring a bell? The total lack of motivation? Finding yourself snapping at people? Or that low-grade sense of dread that's just kind of always there in the background? Seeing it all listed out like this can be a relief, honestly. It shows you're not alone and it's not some personal failing. It's a shared experience with a pretty clear set of symptoms. Okay, so where is all this exhaustion coming from? Let's start by peeling back the first layer, and it's a big one that we almost never see: the mind's constant, nonstop, invisible work. Get ready for this number: 35,000. That is the estimated number of decisions a typical adult makes every single day. Seriously, from tiny things like what socks should I wear to huge life-altering choices. Each and every one of those takes a little slice of your energy. And all of that leads directly to this idea: decision fatigue. The best way to think about it is like a muscle. Your ability to make good, thoughtful decisions gets tired the more you use it. So by the end of the day, your brain is just exhausted and starts looking for shortcuts. That's when you might make an impulse buy or just avoid making a decision altogether. In this slide, wow, it just breaks down two huge parts of that mental work so perfectly. On one side, you've got the mental load. Think of this as being the project manager of your life. It's that never-ending to-do list running in your head. Then on the other side, you have emotional labor. This is you being the emotional thermostat for everyone, managing feelings, yours and theirs, just to keep things smooth. Both are invisible, both are unpaid, and both are unbelievably draining.
And that brings us right into our second layer. Because beyond just managing the logistics of life, there's this huge strain that comes from managing our own inner world, especially when we feel like we have to put on a brave face and hide it all.
This is such a perfect picture of that struggle. It's often called high-functioning anxiety. From the outside, what do people see? Someone who's got it all together, a high achiever, calm, in control. But on the inside, it is a hurricane of constant worry, a deep fear of failure, and just pure, crushing exhaustion from pretending to be okay. You know the saying about a duck on the water? It's calm on the surface, but paddling like crazy underneath. That's this. And here's what that actually feels like inside. That constant loop of what-if scenarios playing out in your head. The people-pleasing that makes it impossible to say no. That brutal inner critic who tells you you're not good enough, even when you succeed. It's a non-stop internal monologue that makes it almost impossible to ever really, truly relax and switch off.
Okay, which leads us to our third layer, the people around us. Because let's be real, sometimes the biggest energy drain of all comes from our social interactions.
You've probably heard of the social battery, right? It is such a brilliant way to think about this. We all have this limited tank of energy just for socializing. And once that battery is empty, we have to go be alone to recharge it. It's not about being introverted or antisocial. It's just about managing a resource that runs out. But that begs the question, right? Why? Why are people so incredibly draining sometimes? It's not always about how many people you're with. It's about the quality and the nature of the interaction itself. And a lot of the time, it boils down to one of these three hidden reasons. First, you're performing instead of relating. You're so busy managing how you come across that you can't just be yourself. Second, and this is a sneaky one, is the toll of pure boredom. Being stuck in a lifeless, uninspired conversation is shockingly tiring. And third, there's a lack of reciprocity. You become the emotional sponge in the relationship, soaking up all their stuff with nothing coming back your way. All right, now we're going to go to the very core of it. We're talking about the deepest layer of tiredness: This isn't about decisions or anxiety or even other people. This is when the exhaustion feels existential.
And it's really important to understand this feeling. It's not exactly sadness.
It's more like an emptiness, a void.
And that metaphor, living in grayscale, is just so perfect, isn't it? Because it's not an active feeling of being sad, it's the absence of feeling. It's when the color has been drained from your world. Even good things just feel flat. Joy feels like a foreign language you forgot how to speak. There's a clinical term for this, by the way, anhedonia. It's the inability to feel pleasure.
In all of this, it eventually funnels down into this one huge central question. What's the point? Now, if you find yourself asking this, it's not a sign that you're broken or you're giving up. It's actually a sign that your soul is asking for a deeper reason, for a real sense of purpose to keep going. It's a search for meaning.
So, after all that, what on earth are we supposed to do? Well, this last part offers a completely new way of looking at it. What if, instead of fighting your fatigue, you started listening to it?
I want you to let this idea really sink in, because it is a total game changer. Your exhaustion is not a weakness. It's a signal. It's a message from a deep part of you that's basically saying, hey, something here, this job, this relationship, this way of thinking, it's not working for us anymore. It's not aligned with who we really are. It's a call for change.
So how do we actually start listening? Well, first, just name it. Acknowledge the invisible weight you're carrying. Second, share ownership. And this doesn't just mean delegating chores. It means handing over the entire mental project management of a task. Third, seek alignment. Really start paying attention to what lights you up versus what drains you dry. And finally, and this is maybe the most important one, practice self-compassion. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a good friend who was struggling. Be kind.
So let's end with this. Your tiredness isn't a flaw. It's not a sign that you're broken. It's a compass. It is trying to guide you back to a life that feels more real, more meaningful, and more you. The only question left to ask is, where is it pointing you?